Hello, hello, welcome to 11:11 with Lobsterbird. Actually, I am so excited. I've been excited ever since last night when I said I was going to come on here. And some of you that have been on here with me before know that every now and again, there's something that I have to come on here and say, and it's like I have to. Like, it's not like a optional thing. I have to come on here, and then I literally like feel like I'm going to pee my pants. And so that might happen while I'm talking to you. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about my shirt real quick. Because I almost changed out of my shirt. Hello, Cindy. Hi, Kim. Hi, Sean. Do you like my shirt? Let me know if you're here and you like my shirt. It says, unicorns are just, and then there's a unicorn. And see its little horn. And then it says, I don't know if you can see this, it says, horses ready to party. Unicorns are just horses ready to party. Hi! I'm totally a unicorn ready to party, and I assume you are too. I was going to change because these are my pajamas, but then I took a different perceptual route, and I said, actually, I love working my pajamas, so I'm going to stay in my pajamas. And furthermore, I love working it in my pajamas, if you know what I mean. Thank you. My shirt loves you. But then I really was reflecting on it. As I think it actually helped me like with my nerves a little bit, because this is exactly what the live is about. A unicorn is really just a horse wearing a party hat. That's everything. Like, the magic of a unicorn is, yes, like, they have a horn, right? So that's, like, pretty magical. But that's not actually what makes a unicorn magical. What makes a unicorn magical is that, like, inner essence of spirit, that ability, that gift to, like, grant wishes, right? Or to be a creature that inspires people, right? And brings magic and wonder to the world, even if they're not, like, you know, doing anything. Just the fact that unicorns might exist is what this is all about. Hello. Hi, everybody. We're talking about unicorns. Are you a unicorn? They are just horses with party hats on. What makes a unicorn amazing is not the horn, it's not the hat, but it's what is underneath, who is underneath, the being that is underneath, that is magical. This is everything. Because there is something literally bursting through, and this is the other reason I'm so excited, is that like, I can't even make this stuff up, how amazing it is. But it's like coming through me, and it's coming through the next adventure that I'm leading out to Colorado, the next pilgrimage. But I have to tell you, if you are a unicorn, or if you know you're here on the planet for any kind of purpose, like, keep listening, because it's not just about this pilgrimage, it's about like what is happening in the world right now. And I think you can really like maybe glean something like really, really, really important about what this is about. So first I want to talk about the collective energies, because this week has been nutty. Am I alone? Please let me know in the comments. Ugh. If you've been feeling a big energy shift. I feel like since the full moon on, what was that, Wednesday? And happy solstice! It's the summer solstice! I think this is an amazing way to celebrate, by being with you all and literally shining the light of the sun on what our purpose is here on this planet. Yay! And then after this, and going into July, we're going into an eclipse portal. So this is like a really powerful time, energetic time, cosmically. Jen, I know we're on here. I don't know if you're still in here, but you could also probably tell us more about the cosmic. Cindy says it's been some up, some down. Same. This is what I want to talk about. I have been talking to a lot of people recently, and I keep hearing similar threads. And that's one of them. And a lot of people are feeling like they're in this in-between space, like they're in this transition space, like they're not quite here or there, but they can feel something really big is coming, like something is like being manifested right now, and it's like coming into form, and they're like, I don't know what it is or what it looks like, but there's like this momentum and it's building, and I'm just here, you know, like waiting to see what happens. Like, I've heard this so much, like people understanding that their next big breakthrough is like right here, is like right here. And the breakthrough, like whether it's like in a project they're creating or just like this next version of themselves. So has anyone on here feel that way? And if you're on the replay, hi, let me know you're watching the replay, and let me know if you have been feeling that too. And I think the reason that feels like an up and down roller coaster is because sometimes that's really exciting, right? It's really exciting to be like, I'm on the verge of this like really big thing. I can feel the energy changing and shifting. Like, I know that all the work that I've been doing, like over the past year and a half, especially, I know it's been like deep and wacky and life shattering for a lot of people. And then especially the last 6 months, it's been this whole like purification process. And so it can be really exciting, right? That the next thing is like bursting through, but it can also be frustrating, right? To like be in the space and be like, I can feel stuff happening, but I can't actually like see what it is yet. Like that is also, right, kind of frustrating. Let me know if I'm making any sense or if this resonates at all with how you've been feeling. But I feel like that's the nature of the up and down, or things, a lot of things that have been like not quite happening in the way that we thought they were going to, or that we wanted to, or not happening at all, because actually like we've been clearing a lot of space for like what is coming to emerge. Yay! Kim says, the energy shift has finally allowed me to release from my post-Ireland cocoon. Yes, we were on pilgrimage together, and Kim so beautifully shamanized, it's my new word, it's a verb, for what you did and led us through Ireland. And me too, it helped me like break out of my integration funk and to understand what it is that I'm birthing right now. So I want to tell you this amazing story, because it relates to my theory, which I've been talking about basically all the time, which is about leadership. And I really think that just like in our personal lives, a lot has been being cleared, a lot of energy is like bubbling up to come into form, to come into, you know, some kind of understanding. And with that, it's obviously, if it's happening on a personal level, it's happening on the collective level. And so what I see happening is actually things are really like starting to fall apart and really get really interesting. So it's whether you look at politics, it's whether you look at business, things that are happening with the planet or, in the environment are getting exposed. It's like super amazing, but it's basically showing how all of the big, like power entities that have had power for a really long time and thus have then basically been oppressing other people and the environment and also other beings that are unseen. All that's freaking crumbling. And it's really exciting. And why I think it's exciting is because it's creating another space. And it's creating a space for something new to arise. So if you are feeling that feeling, like I know a lot of people are because I've been talking to you, and you show me, so please give me an amen or an a woman in the comments, because this is what I want to talk to you about too. Because in part, there's another thing that's been happening that a lot of people keep talking about, which is this divine feminine rising. And I put that in air quotes because a lot of people are throwing that around the internet. And I've been in this deep investigation of like, what does that mean exactly? Like, we're saying that, and I know like people are calling each other goddesses a lot, and like really like seeing each other in a new way. And like, not to demean that, but I also think there's like this layer of depth to it. And it comes from not just knowing intellectually, right? We're not just like posting a social media meme, but really like living that. And what does that mean? So here's my story. Anyway, last year in September, I went on a little pilgrimage to the Canyon de Chelly, and that is what is known as Navajo land, which actually the Navajo people are actually called the Diné people. That's their indigenous name, and the Spaniards call them Navajo, and we still call them that, and so I'm uncolonizing that name because they'd rather be called the Diné people. So they led us down into the Canyon de Chelly for this Chud retreat, which is this Tibetan practice. It's basically a going into the shadows practice. And what, I mean, I'm so grateful for the Diné people for being such beautiful guys. I'm so grateful to that land, like literally hiking down into that canyon, like into the depths. And then we were there camping out for a week and just like we were in it and like doing this practice all the time. And the practice is really about acknowledging the demons, your own demons, your inner unicorn gone wild. Right? You're a unicorn who's practicing black magic, right? You confront that. And then here's what I love is the twist on it is that you confront it, and instead of trying to, you know, get rid of it, instead of trying to chase away the demons or fight the demons, which like one would probably normally think, right? Like, let's fight this demon. You feed it. Because ultimately, what does a demon want? It wants like to eat things. It wants to consume things. And so it's kind of brilliant that if you feed that demon, it'll be placated, and it'll calm down. And then you can really, you know, integrate, you can accept and you can transmute really, and then integrate that part of you, which ultimately is the part of us that causes, you know, the chaos that we see in our lives and the pain and the suffering that we see in the world. So anyway, so I went on this pilgrimage, but I gotta tell you, so for years before that, I'm part of this Buddhist Sangha. It's my community under our teacher, Zigor Kongtrul Rinpoche. And for years, people have been saying, you have to meet this artist, Cynthia Moku. You have to meet Cynthia Moku. You two have to meet. Like, you have so much similarities. You have to meet. And I just kept saying, okay, I'm on this path of surrender. Like, I would totally love to meet her, but I'm just not even sure, like, how to do it. Like, it'll come, right? And I can't wait. And it came. When we were in the Canyon de Chelly, we were on this amazing retreat together for 7 days doing this incredible practice. And by the end, we did meet and we spoke, and just, oh my gosh, she's amazing. She's an artist and an educator. Oh, amazing. She is a Dakini. This is what I want to talk to you about. Because so she was doing this art on this 500-mile stretch on the Rocky Mountains from Colorado to New Mexico. And as she was driving back and forth from her home and her studio, she was painting all of these murals in like the most famous and revered stupas out west. And as she was doing this trek back and forth, this thing started to emerge, which was this map. And it was a map of these different pilgrimage sites and sacred sites. And she started to map, so she got this big map and she put it in her studio and she started to map them out, and then she started to draw over, and what she realized, what was being revealed. So this is literally, it's being revealed from the earth, like it is emerging out of the earth, is this new pilgrimage route. And this is why I'm so excited, because we're going on it. But what it is that she saw the drawings that were coming out were in the shape of a Buddha. And she was like, interesting. But then she was like, but not really. It's a Buddha, but not. And then eventually she realized it is in the shape of a Dakini, which is the female, the feminine embodiment of enlightenment. So what is emerging out of the earth, out of Mother Earth, Earth Mother, divine feminine creatrix force of all life, what is literally emerging out of the earth is this path for us to walk, or drive. Modern people now, both will walk and drive it, and it is a map of this divine feminine Dakini pilgrimage. So we're going on it in August. And I am so excited to share with you the things I learned from my other teachers, Elizabeth Mattis Namgyal and Anam Thubten Rinpoche, who led the Chud practice in the Canyon de Chelly. All this stuff I've been learning over, the past couple years, and some of it really radical and revolutionary, I'm gonna say, because a lot of it is stuff that I do not see the vast majority of people doing. And it's this kind of work. That is actually really needed right now. But here's why. This is the whole main point. So the Dakini, The name in Tibetan is Khandro, and what it means is sky goer or space dancer, which I love. She who dances in space. And it's said by a lot of Tibetan masters, like old guru Tibetan lamas and modern masters too, that actually the female is primed, is like actually a better candidate to achieve enlightenment in this lifetime. Because typically, males, are very used to using, and of course this is like a vast generalization, okay? But males are very used to using their brains, right? And their logic and their willpower and all these masculine qualities, when really part of understanding enlightenment, part of realizing enlightenment is being able to exist, being able to space dance. Being able to go into the sky of your luminous clarity of being and be in that space. And so they say that for some reason women seem like more equipped to be able to do that. Now I'm gonna say, from my point of view, that I don't think it's a gender thing. I think that's kind of like duality thinking about it. I don't think it's a gender thing, but I think the way that we're socialized, that a lot of times that is true. But what it really has to do is, by being in a female form, one tends to understand feminine energy more because we're in this form, but not always, because sometimes we're also socialized to be like more like men, right, in order to survive in this world. So anyway, there's no black and white about it, but what it is it's about understanding these energies and how to utilize them for ourselves and for our own lives. Like, why is it useful to be a sky goer? Well, I'll tell you. It's that this entire freaking reality that we live in is a whole entire paradox. And when you learn how to live from that paradox, every single thing in your life gets better. And I've watched it happen to my heroes that I've traveled with, and some of them I have the tremendous honor and joy to keep traveling with. Like the whole of their lives. Sometimes I talk to them and I'm just like, I'm exploding because I can't even, like, every single part of their lives is going amazingly. And so I also want to debunk this myth right now that you can't have it all, right? Like, I think what happens a lot of times is we focus on one, we're told, actually, we're conditioned to focus on one area of our lives, right? So if you have health problems, like, it makes sense to go straight to taking care of your health. But hello, that is actually the, like, gross, and I don't mean gross like icky, like me talking about peeing earlier, or puking. But the gross meaning, like, the very physical, the very outward, right? The very, like, literal interpretation of how to get to the root of whatever the health problem is actually, it's a full holistic thing. So I'm going to end this to say that my final point is that in this amazing time where there's this opening, right? And there's this opening for people, like, if you're listening to this and you are one of those people who are sensing the energy of what's going on right now, if you've been a person that's been on your path of awakening for a while, and you realize that, there's so many things out there right now that are guiding people down the wrong path. There's so many things that say, like, if you do this system, you'll have success. If you do this program, then XYZ will happen. And I think on some level, like, some of us, this is not for everyone. This is for people, like, really that are ready to go beyond and go beyond in every aspect of their life. And just to be quite honest, like, a lot of people aren't actually ready for that. But if you are, this journey is happening, and it's happened in the most auspicious way. Have the, like, incredible honor, to walk this path, to follow this path. And it's not Buddhist in terms of dogma. There's a lot of different practices and trainings, but what they're all for is for you and your own soul to be in sovereignty and to realize, like, actually that you're already enlightened and you already have the answer. And when you realize that, everything in your life gets better. But what I think is even more amazing is that opening that's happening right now in leadership, I believe, is going to be filled by the people that know how to exist in the space in the in-between. Because right now the world is changing so much that people are understanding that this duality, this appearance, and particularly the polarities that we put on top of it aren't working, and they're not true. And so the people that are going to gravitate to the new emerging leaders in the world, and so what that might look like is in your local community, we need leaders. We need leaders in the government who understand this, and we need thought leaders, you know, people who are able to share what it is that they know, and more than what they know, it's who they're being. So if you learn to live every aspect of your life from this space, I firmly believe, and watch me go, watch a year from now, who's in office, watch the people that people are tuning into on the internet, watch the people that you're surrounded by. I promise, I would make bets on this, that's how much I know it, is that it is going to be the people that are space dancers, the people that know how to go beyond and how to embody that and exist and be that in our lives. And it's changing where people are, they're tuning out of things that are energetically false, you know, that are like come from some other energy of greed or power or corruption or, you know, like any of those qualities. And so it's so important that we get to that clear space of the open sky, which is our enlightened nature, which is the whole of our existence, which makes every area of our life better and the world better. And if you want to do it with me, we're doing it in Colorado. It's starting in August, in late August. And if you want to come, I just know the reason I was so excited and so nervous is because this is one of those things that I know, like, I would bet, literally, I am betting my life on it. and I would. Because I'm 100% certain that this is going to radically change the lives of the people that come on this pilgrimage, and that it is going to radically change the energetic fabric of the collective, and we're going to see the amazing ways that that shows up in our lives and in the world. So if you want to come, email me. You know the deal. It's magic@lobsterbird.com. I will give you more specific details as well as an application, because like I said, this is not for everybody, but some of you I know are just like ready to burst upon the scene and be in all of your amazing glory. And when you're in that glory, everything is easy. And like that abundance that we know we all talk about, but then we're kind of like, well, where is it? Like, it's there, and it's literally there. Oh, and I mean, I'm just so excited. For me personally, it's a big return home. This is like a big deal. I'll talk about it on another live because I will probably cry right now. More fluids releasing, because going back to Colorado is so, for me, my heart is like bursting to go for so many reasons. And the last thing I wanted to say, there was one more thing, which is, like, it's our time now, people. It is really the time, like, for us to be. I know so many people are like, I just want to be, and I want that doing, anything I do to be inspired action, I want it to come from this place of being. And what fact of the matter is that there is something that is literally like coming forth out of the earth to reveal to us how to embody that. Like, you got it, right? Earth embodiment, human embodiment. The only way for us to ascend or to become enlightened is if we are able to bring that wisdom down into our own beings and live it. So I am really excited to live it with some of you. Email me, magic@lobsterbird.com, for an application. I already sent out the details. So if you'd asked me for details before, I have sent it to your email. So check. So my waitlist people have got it, and my League of Heroes have got it. And so between them also joining in, there's always a limited amount of spots, but they have first dibs. So if you have not previously been working with me or signed up to want to go on this, then email me like right now, magic@lobsterbird.com, and let's get this rolling, because it's gonna fill up. Like, it's gonna be amazing. So I love you. Yay, Megan, I love you. You make my morning every day, because you are freaking light incarnate. My love. It's so true. And so are so many of you. And that's why if there's anything that I have to say, I just want you to know that I see you. And I see the work that you've been doing particularly over the past year and a half, but also the whole of your life, and also many lifetimes before that. I see you, and I know that there is also so much conditioning that would prevent us. There's so much programming. There are so many powers that be that like want that light to stay squelched and to stay small, right? And not do something really radical and really world changing, because then they will lose their power, and then we will be able to be in the light that we know that we are, like in togetherness, in community, just in a world of love. I'm done with the suffering. Are you? Let's really be done with it. And let's do something. And by do something, I mean be. Let's be the enlightened force in the world, because it's rising. I love you all so much. Thank you. Yay, Melissa. I feel you so much, specifically. We've never met in person, but I feel your light so strongly. And there are so many of you. So let me know. I love you. Email me, send me love, or don't, but I'm sending you lots of love on this glorious morning, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.